Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen.
Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hope you guys have been enjoying your day so far. Check out my website, Tuddle.net. That's Tuddle with two D's, Tuddle.net. And if you'd like to interact with me, like I've said, I wish I could take phone calls, but I can't. But I would like to hear from you. Email me, Tuddle@gmail.com, or leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. Coming up after the break, I got Serak, who's kind of become almost like a co-host of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. He is from the Bubba the Love Sponge, well, formerly of the Bubba the Love Sponge show. He was an intern at the BRN and has a podcast of his own called The Weekly Review. Just search his name, Serak, Serak, The Weekly Review. It's a pretty great podcast, so make sure you check it out. I want to get into a quick news story because me and Serak do kind of go a little long. But you know how yesterday I played audio about the realtor, and I'm not saying that was racial profiling. The cops were really, really cool. But in this next story I'm about to play for you, this woman was traveling with her sister, her adopted sister. She is African American. And her adopted sister is Caucasian. And, yeah, this is a little fucked up. And I'm not saying that it was the TSA or the airline. It was probably some dumbass Karen, just like I said on the story yesterday, that caused this whole debacle.
Lakeisha Bailey and her 4-year-old adopted sister, Olivia Fry, continue to console each other after their relationship was questioned Tuesday morning at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
There was 2 police officers, and they came up to me, and they're like, we need to talk. Is it okay if we talk to you? He asked Livy if she knows me, and what am I to her? And then he asked what my mom was to her.
And the questions continued. According to Bailey, officers spoke with Fry's legal mother and a social worker to confirm information. The officers would follow them to baggage claim before speaking with the person who picked them up.
Like, seriously, this all comes down to some dumbass, nosy-ass person. I mean, it could have been a guy, could have been a racist, but I'm most likely 9 times out of 10, I would bet pretty decent amount odds that this was some white-ass Karen that is a cunt that just wanted to put her nose into somebody else's business. Why is this black woman, why is this older black woman got this Caucasian kid? You know what? Mind your own damn business, bitch.
The whole time they were talking to us, people kept staring at us, like whispering and stuff like that.
Bailey says the experience was humiliating.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay by your side.
I'm going to stay by your side, too.
So how did these 2 sisters get caught up with police? According to a statement by Frontier Airlines, a concern was raised during the flight by another passenger who was sitting near the woman and child and suspected human trafficking. That passenger approached the flight crew with those concerns and subsequently completed a written report during the flight to document her observation.
Really? Honestly, for one, if you're human trafficking somebody, do you really think that the little girl is just going to sit there? Yeah, I mean, they could be scared, could be, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is if you're going to human traffic somebody, you're not going to document it by flying commercially. No, human traffickers, they're gonna put them in a cargo container, ship them overseas, or they're going to use a private airplane. They're not going to have documentation of being in the sex trade. It's just not going to happen.
The captain was notified and felt an obligation to report the matter. Denver 7 asked Frontier for that report. So far, no response. A DFW Department of Public Safety incident report confirms officers investigated the matter. For Bailey, the underlying factor is obvious.
If it was the roles were changed and it was a white person walking off the plane with a black person, like a black child, I feel like things would be different.
Now Bailey and her family are considering legal action against the airlines. I'm Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
Well, first off, that is an unfortunate last name. To have the last name Wang, you know, this man got bullied all through high school, middle school, elementary school for having the last name Wang. Come on. I know as an adult, but you know how mean kids can be. But did you guys notice something? None of the reporters, I cut out the part with the anchors because the anchors didn't even mention it. But did you notice that the reporter, the field reporter, he did not mention one single time that the older person was African American and the child was Caucasian. Like, why? I mean, that is, I bitch all the time about how poorly local news is done sometimes. And I'm not talking about, the thing about it is, here in Orlando, I'm very, very lucky to live in Central Florida, where we got news stations like West Channel 2, WKMG Local 6, WFTV Channel 9, WOFL Fox 35 in Orlando. And they do a really, really great job at reporting the facts. But isn't that a very, very important detail? And, I mean, listening to that, I mean, because I read the story, I pulled the audio, so I knew because I could actually see it. But don't you think that that is a really, really important fact that you might want to mention? Why wouldn't they? Were they scared of maybe offending somebody? Were they scared of offending African Americans? Were they scared of offending white people? I'm just asking a very, very serious question to find out why this is something that the reporter wouldn't say, and we had to find out from the person that they were interviewing. It just does not make any sense to me at all. I know it's a short first segment, but when I come back, I'm going to be going really, really long with my really good friend Serak from the Weekly Review Podcast. Be back in a few minutes. You are listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuddle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Want to support the show? Go to paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio.
Welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. And as always, my good friend, and I think maybe one of the up-and-comers, when you know, usually when you say up-and-comers, you think about a porn star because most of the movies are titled up-and-comers.
Like an athlete, never a porn star. I never think of a porn star here, up-and-comers.
Yeah, I mean, you've never seen a porno flick named like up-and-comers.
Yeah, I guess
I think they're...
That makes sense.
Like on 11 or 12. Like, I think like they're on number 12 of up-and-comers.
Okay, yeah, like movie title. I thought you meant like, you know,
yeah,
like
no,
the actual
movie.
Like star. Like, oh, okay, so we have some potential, some rookies in there.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first porno flick that I saw. And it was VHS because we didn't have a DVD back then.
Right.
And it was of this the guy was very robotic. He was actually playing like a cyborg porn star.
That was like the theme.
Okay. Yeah. And like he was like, I think he like hooked up. Of course they were editing it as well, but
right.
like it was like towards the end, like after he got done like having sex with his 10th woman, it's like it just like it freaked him out, and he just started shooting all over the place, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God. That must be like tiring though, right? Like, I mean, you're getting like you're working out kind of, right? And it's not like it's all one shot or one take. It's like multiple takes and could take hours or something like that. That must be tiring.
Have you ever gotten a cramp during sex?
Oh yeah, it's right in like upper hamstring, lower butt.
Or a foot cramp is the worst. Like, why does a foot cramp hurt so much?
Well, I thought you were gonna ask why does it happen, but I was gonna say like I feel like your foot is always like kind of tensed up, right? Because you're trying to hold everything back.
It makes your toes curl up, like, and then you just feel it all the way down your leg, man. It hurts like a mother effer. But Serak is joining me. I didn't mean to get off
you're good.
course there. Serak, how you been, man?
Dude, I've been fantastic. I actually go to Massachusetts tomorrow with my girlfriend. That's where she's from. Just to visit. Actually, no, we're going to a Jack and Jill.
Boston? Are you going to Boston?
Nah, it's like 2 hours outside of Boston. It's like a little small town. Like everybody knows each other.
Have you ever been to Boston?
No, and I heard I probably wouldn't want to go anyway.
No, a lot of Irish racist pricks. Probably. See, that's the thing about it is like, people in the South get a bad, like, well, I'm not saying there are a lot of racists in the South, but what I'm trying to say, though, is that the Italians and the Irish from Boston, man, some of those are some of the most racist people that you're ever going to see.
Yeah. And it's like everybody knows it. And it's just like their thing. You know what I mean? like it's accepted for some reason.
I think the South branded their racism, like whoever like was their promotional person or their like publicist, like the whole KKK thing, the rebel flag, the skinheads, all that stuff. Yeah, that wasn't a good look, like,
they should have like when the Chappelle Show, they had like the racial draft. They should have like a UFC version, right? So it's like who's more racist, like a more like a who could be more racist type of show. Like you have like your Southerners, and then you have like your people from Boston, and then you take it to another level. Like you got some like international racism. You all get in the ring,
like Nazi Germany people, But I would like to see that though, like these very skinny, wiry, lanky, racist guys that are like white trash. Like fight some of the biggest black guys that they could ever like imagine. You see what I'm saying?
like it's Street Fighter. Like you just gotta move up the ranks until you beat like the boss dog.
Yeah, exactly. And like if the white racist somehow works his way through the gauntlet, he gets a free pass. He gets a free pass to be as racist as he wants to.
That's how it should be. Like you should have to earn your racism. Like it should be like a test. Like just like you like have to earn your citizenship, it should be like an earn your racism test.
Yes, he won the ultimate racism fighter competition, and yeah. So he gets a free pass. Like how everybody gets their COVID like vaccine cards, and like he says like a racist word or something, and somebody wants to call him on it. He has this card to pull out to show everybody and be like, look, I won the ultimate racist.
But he has to renew it. It's like the Olympics. Like he has to renew it like every 4 years. It's like a new there's a new guy to compete against his racism. It's just a constant revolving competition.
Like he gets a free pass on the most racist shit in the world. If he works his way through the gauntlet, like he fights an Asian guy that's like a martial artist, and then a black guy like Kimbo Slice or something. And
then like an Indian guy like Gandhi, I guess, right?
I mean Gandhi was a peaceful guy, but I bet he was Yoga Fire. What was his name in Street Fighter?
Dalsim.
Yes,
Dalsim.
Yeah, and he had the little stretchy arms, and
I know, isn't that kind of messed up though? Like he was like just like he was super skinny, super skinny. He looked like he was like a starving Indian, and his special abilities was his arms and legs got longer.
Yeah, it was probably from the cholera from bathing in a river full of trash. I'm not trying to say anything.
Oh, that
bad.
bacteria in his mouth, he fucking spits fire now.
Yeah, he spits fire. What happened to Blanca? The guy, the green monster guy. In Street Fighter?
He would like just electrocute you, right?
Yeah, where does he fit in on everything?
Well,
like what race was he before he became this big green giant electric monster?
I think he was a white guy. I'm pretty sure. I mean, do you remember the movie, like the original one back in like the 90s?
Is the one with Jean Claude Van Damme and the guy that played who was the general
Addams Family.
guy?
The guy from the Addams Family.
He was from the Addams Family. Yes, yeah. That guy's no longer alive, by the way.
Wait, really? When did he die?
No, he died a while ago.
Oh shit!
I like those, Adam. And do you think that MC Hammer sold out by doing those songs?
Which songs?
Remember MC Hammer did an Addams Family song?
No, how'd it go? Give me like
I cannot even begin, but it was, dude. When we get done with this, please, next time we talk, I want you to listen to just Google MC Hammer Addams Family song. Was
it similar to the Vanilla Ice with the Ninja Turtles?
Oh yeah, go Ninja, go Ninja, go,
oh
go,
God,
ninja, go Ninja, go. You know, and that was really, really bad. And when they remade the newest Ninja Turtle movie, didn't they make them from like outer space? Like weren't they like aliens? It wasn't the green ooze.
No, like, and even the concept, now that I think about it, like they're turtles in the sewer who, you know, are being taught martial arts by a sewer rat, Master Splinter, fighting against, I don't even know who they were fighting. Shredder?
Splinter. Yeah, Shredder. Yeah, Shredder. And then there was a couple of other like henchmen.
Like,
but
how do you, if that was like a news headline, like how would you interpret that? Human fights rat and turtles in the sewer.
That guy was on acid. The guy that wrote it was on acid. He definitely was. And I also think the show was created by Big Pizza. You know, like all the corporations, like Domino's, Little Caesars. Well, no, they probably left Little Caesars out because you know they're like the white trash pizza.
Wait, how do you rank your pizza? How do you rank your pizza from commercial wise? Now, I'm not talking about like some local area, but like commercial from top to bottom.
Definitely Domino's is the top of the chain, in my opinion.
Okay, and what's number 2? Give me 2 and 3.
Now, if they still had it. I don't know if you remember the Pizza Hut buffets, like the original like Pizza Huts.
Yes.
Where you could pay and you could just eat all the pizza you wanted and you could get the salad bar.
Yeah, and I remember like they had like little arcade. They usually would have some type of like some what do you call those? It was some game that I used to play that I remember at the pizza place, and that smell is just like, I hate Pizza Hut, but I still like, if I smell that pizza, I get
it brings
excited.
you back to your childhood. Yeah. It's nostalgia at its best. What about Chuck E. Cheese? Did you ever go to a Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, but I don't remember eating at Chuck E. Cheese. And I was always kind of freaked out about those those animatronics, whatever, that the band. That kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I'm gonna let you in on a little. A lot of people that know me already know this story, but I'm going to tell it to you. I worked with when I worked with the Monsters in the Morning at Real Radio 104.1. We had a musician, great musician. Actually, we had 2 musicians, and Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson. His real name's Bert Wilson.
Bert Wilson?
Yeah, Bert Wilson.
Okay.
He voiced Fats the Gorilla for the animatronic. And he wrote all the music. Remember the animatronics that would play like the band? You had Fats the Gorilla and all that stuff.
And the big ass mouse.
Yeah. Now get this. He actually has pictures. Michael Jackson was such a big fan of Fats the Gorilla.
Not surprised.
And well, I mean, because there's a bunch of kids at Chuck E. Cheese.
I love Chuck E. Cheese. You know,
yeah.
I thought about buying all the Chuck E. Cheeses just so all the children in the world can have fun.
He wanted to meet the musical composer and the voice behind That's the Gorilla. And he got like Michael Jackson requested to meet him and spend like a couple of hours with him just talking about his inspiration and stuff. And it's such the oddest, weirdest fucking story in my life that I've ever heard.
What do you tell Michael Jackson? Like, what are you supposed to tell him? Like, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just wrote some shit down and yeah.
But would you turn that down though? Like, I mean,
no, you can't.
No, hell no. Not
bro, even if it wasn't you, say they got the wrong guy, say instead of your buddy, they reached out to you. thinking you were the voice. Like I would even still fake it just to meet Michael Jackson, you know?
Yeah, and it's kind of scary. If you want to see it, it's kind of very almost like nightmarish. Animatronics without their like skin and fur on, it is so weird.
Yeah, like the in the Terminator, the other Terminator. Yeah, those they look like. They just kind of just do the robot, obviously. But I don't know, man. That shit always kind of freaked me out. They were huge too. It's not like they were like human size. They were like 6'9", 7. You know, they were up there.
Yeah, and do you remember like the skee ball? Like you would collect those tickets.
Yeah.
And you would spend a lot of money, and you thought it would be awesome that you saved up the tickets to get this big, humongous prize. And it probably only cost like $4 to make, and you probably spent like $40 in playing games and shit.
And you get some
like skee ball.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That's just foreshadowing of like most people's future anyway. Like you save up all this money, you go to the bank, it turns out that mansion you can't afford it anymore. That's how they teach you, man. They teach you young. So I had court this morning. Oh, what'd you do?
Well, remember
Tickets?
well, you probably don't listen to my show, so
I have like 500 of them. I mean, I listen to as many as I can.
I know. But I ended up getting pulled over because, I've kind of taken over my dad's truck.
Okay.
Since he passed away. And my mom's, taken over the PT Cruiser.
Okay.
And my dad died 3 days after his birthday. Okay. And usually you have to renew your registration on your birthday. And we were, understandably, we just did not think about it because we were dealing with all that stuff. And I ended up getting pulled over. This is about a month and a half ago. Ended up getting pulled over, and then come to find out my driver's license was suspended.
Ooh.
And the cop was really, really cool. Did not give me a ticket at all. He said, you need to call somebody.
Was he white? I remember you got put over Black Ops one time. And that didn't
no, Spanish guy that pulled me over. And he was really, really cool. And I had an appearance where I had to show up. And because the courts, they're doing everything over Zoom now. Okay.
Right.
And you can see all the people on their Zoom video, and none of them are taking it seriously. Like they're dressed in the like wife beaters and all this stuff. And I'm like, come on, dude. Nobody shaved. Nobody like did their hair or anything. And I'm sitting
no one
here
looks presentable.
Yeah, like I bought a brand new like Callaway golf shirt. I mean, it looked really, really nice. I mean, I don't
with a whole bunch of shit in the background, like supporting the city.
Oh no! Get this though. I did my research, okay, on the judge, and I found out that he graduated from the University of Florida. And you know how me and my dad are the biggest Gator fans. I had a Gator flag behind me.
Gator jersey, hat, glasses, everything.
No.
Sorry, sir. I was headed to a training camp for the Gators.
Yeah, I was heading to Gainesville for Ben Hill Griffin Stadium for practice. No, but I did have that in the background, and so I'm taking it seriously. And by the way, I had already gotten everything fixed. I got my license fixed. I got the registration.
So why
fixed.
did they make you have to?
I don't know. They sent me the letter. So I sat through about 3 people that the judge, he must have been in a bad mood. Him or his wife must have gotten into a fight last night because he was being heavy-handed with the sentencing.
Guilty. Shut up. Guilty.
Like I started freaking out. Like the guy, like 2 guys ahead of me, kind of. Well, he did run from the cops, but he also got caught on the suspended license.
Yeah, he's a little bit worse than me.
And he gave him a year in jail. And I'm shit. I was like, oh fuck. And then I get a DM from the clerk, his clerk, and saying, your case has been closed. You're free to leave. And I was like, are you sure? Because I wanted to make sure. Because if I didn't show up, they were gonna issue a warrant for my arrest.
Right.
And I actually screenshot the conversation that I had through DM with the clerk.
You got to send it to me.
Yeah, but well, I just wanted to have it. Like, is that just me being too careful?
No, that's you covering your tracks. I mean, I would do the same thing just in case, because that could have easily been like, oh, sorry, wrong person. But unfortunately, since you missed your court date, there's a warrant out for your arrest or something silly like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what I mean. All right, so I want to get your opinion. What was it? Was it a bad idea for me to do research on the judge to find out that he went to the University of Florida and graduated and having the flag up there? I don't know, man.
It wasn't a bad idea, but you also have to consider this judge. He probably have seen it before. Yeah. So if anything looked into Florida, like I said, if you had a jersey on, a hat, pictures in the background, he'd be like, yo, this guy must have did something terrible because he's kissing my ass right now. So he'd probably give you a worse sentence.
It wasn't like the whole background. Like I didn't hang it up as the whole background. Like I had the flag flying, like on because we have this little thing that we can stick flags into the tree. And it was
only thing bad that could have won that situation is like, say if he did go to Florida and then like turns find out that he transferred like to Florida State to graduate or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But no, I mean I would do the same thing.
And I actually took it. I shaved. I made sure
so,
that I was looking the best that I could.
As long as you're not like the worst looking person, you're usually good. There's always going to be someone who's like clearly gives no fucks, like not even paying attention.
But I just don't understand like how some of these people, and all of them were white people, by the way. they were all white people that just didn't give two fucks. Like it just like they rolled right out of bed. Their hair was all messed up. You could tell they probably had a hangover.
Right. You can see drugs in the background.
Yeah.
This is what we arrested you for.
Like, I mean, I don't understand like how people, is it just that people just they just don't give a fuck or they just were never taught?
I think with like, okay, so like last year at like, you can say the height of the pandemic or whatever, when it was, when everything was kind of like locked down, I think some of those are like probably career criminals or they've been there plenty of times. And with that being said, as long as their offense wasn't anything, like a assault or murder charge, something like that, they probably know that the judge would be way more lenient on throwing, cases out just because they, given that you're on Zoom and there's way more important stuff to worry about. So, I mean, I think most of them probably know that.
Yeah. But I mean, like some of the guys were like, it wasn't even like your honor or yes, sir, no, sir.
Sup, doc? I mean, judge.
Yeah,
I mean,
what good?
Master, what am I supposed to call you?
How's it hanging?
Your Highness.
Yo, what you wearing underneath that robe? You naked?
Yeah. I always wondered, like, how do you become a judge? Is that something you apply for, or you like they vote you in or something like that?
Well, I see. And now I could be speaking out of turn here, but I do think that once you're a judge, you're always a judge because, in the Supreme Court, once you're a Supreme Court justice, you're a Supreme Court justice for life.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, you are. Yeah, because, all right. So the reason that they do that is because, like, if you were going to get, if you had to be up for election and stuff like that, they don't want judges making decisions on which is going to help them get reelected. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And that's the only reason they do that.
Okay. I feel like in the future, eventually there's going to be like robot judges, like AI judges who.
I don't want that, man, because that means they don't have any leniency at all. It's all black and white. Like if you broke the law, it's like, compute.
Yeah. But
guilty.
But the thing is though, it's not doing anything wrong, right? Because at the end of the day, the rules are the rules, right? Like there's no, if you bend the rules or you put some human emotion into it, you might make the wrong decision. But since the robot is so black and white, it's either yes or no, I feel like crime would drastically drop because you weren't going to see a human judge, you'd be seeing a robot based on what you did.
What if the robot judge had like a virus or something that day, or like somebody like hacked them, and then they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this nerd. I'm gonna fuck this awkward ass nerd that used to be on Bubba's show. I hate his ass. Fuck him."
with Siri or something like that. All the shit you talk to Siri and Alexa, they finally caught up to you. Oh, yeah, I guess that would suck. But I don't know, man. The future, I mean, we're growing. Think about it. I mean, we got fucking Jeff Bezos in space. We got, Elon Musk sending rockets back and forth without having to build new ones. You got, what else is there going on?
Oh, you got Richard Branson. It's got his airplane.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Like,
how
rich do you have? I mean, I know how rich you have to be, but like, I mean, how would you feel if you were in his shoes? Besides, obviously, filthy rich, but like, it's just, are you rubbing it in the face of the normal population in the world?
Well, I think that these billionaires have found out something, like there's something on Mars, or there's something on the moon, because like Bezos is like willing to pay like the government like $8 billion to get the exclusive contract to go to the moon. I don't understand it.
That's crazy. And I was reading that they were trying to they were thinking about putting like advertisements on, I think, the SpaceX rockets. Like there'll be actual like,
so it's gonna be
ads.
like NASCAR now, and when the astronauts get out of the rocket when they finally land. I just want to thank all the engineers back at NASA. They gave me a great ass rocket today. I want to thank my sponsor Coca-Cola, Bud Light.
That would be great. I would pay to see that. That would be great. Like the space race, like Space Race 500.
I found this interesting story because I doing my show prep and stuff, I find a lot of stories that, videos of the Mexican cartels. That's why I'll never go back to Mexico. Like the closest I've ever been to Mexico is Cozumel. And that's an island off of the coast of
Were you
Mexico.
on a cruise? Were you on a cruise?
Yeah,
like
cruise.
90% of people? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know that you remember Colton, right?
Yeah.
Like they got into some trouble in Mexico because they rented some four-wheelers and they kind of trashed them a little bit. And
a little bit, yeah, right.
Yeah, like the owners like chased them down with a gun, but like once you get like to a certain point getting to the cruise ship, like, Mexican citizens aren't allowed to pass that point.
Really? I always kind of wondered that because it was like, because I don't know if you went to like a couple of different islands on your cruise, but it was always kind of like the same setup everywhere you went.
Mm-hmm. But no, the Mexican cartels are what scare me. And I was reading this story. You've worked in broadcasting, doing the radio stuff with Bubba, and then you got TV news people. But masked men claiming to represent Mexico's most powerful cartel threatened to kill national TV news anchor and video message because they felt like they were getting unfair treatment in their coverage. And I'm like, making us look bad.
You making us look bad. We're killing you.
Like, no, I mean, isn't that kind of like, all right, or you're saying like you're giving us bad press, but we're gonna put out a video threatening to kill you.
Yeah, I mean that just kind of reinforces why we're giving you bad press.
Yeah, the leader of this group is called El Mencho. I don't know if I would even want to fuck with El Mencho.
What does that mean in Spanish? Mencho.
I have no idea, but masked men claiming to represent Mexico's most powerful drug cartel have taken the unusual step of circulating a video threatening to kill a national television news anchor for what they viewed as unfair coverage. Like, what is that's like Donald Trump. Like, he was complaining about fake news and stuff. And Trump like putting out a video, just being like, all right, I'm gonna kill these people.
Yeah. Or like, I think of the KKK. News. Like did the same thing. Say, hey, you guys are making us look bad on national TV, so we're coming after your head anchor.
And have you ever noticed like these cartels? Like it's
they're fucking crazy. That is like they are like one step below like terrorists, I guess.
Well, no, they try to outdo each other. It's almost like East Coast versus West Coast rap battles,
right?
Diss tracks. Because when they catch one of the other people, like they think of creative ways to be able to, like there was this one Sicario guy. And if you don't know what a Sicario is, that's what it's Spanish for kind of like hitman. Did you ever see the movie Sicario?
I love the movies. Was great. What's the actor?
Antonio
Del Toro or something like that.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro.
Dude, he's amazing.
So there was this one Sicario. He called himself Ghost Rider. You know, kind of like the cartoon, you know, the comic book hero.
Yeah.
And they actually, you know, those like little things that, you know, when you go to a buffet and it's kind of like mobile, those kind of like little butane canisters that you can light and they stay lit.
Yeah, well, like when you have like a little like outside event or something like that.
Yeah, they slowly burn this guy's face off with one of those.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the guy is still alive the whole time because they had like injected him with like adrenaline so he wouldn't pass out.
What the fuck? Like, is that even like how? Why would you? I mean, you gotta have like a different, like something has to be wrong with your brain to like. I mean, it's one thing to kill somebody, you know, but to like torture to that degree, I mean, like.
Dude, I saw one video where they cut off the guy's legs at first and then all of his arms. He was still alive. And they beat him with his own leg after they cut it off. Like, they were beating him with his own leg. And I'm like, what the fuck?
This is all over cocaine and marijuana.
Yeah, well, no. Well, see, the thing is that they're saying about 90% of the heroin, and they're mixing it with fentanyl. So they're almost like kind of thinking that they're trying to kill Americans by sending heroin in here that has fentanyl in it.
That's insane. Like, I don't like, I mean, but like, if you are from there, you really don't have a choice though, right? Because it's like, you can't, if you try to go north, obviously you'd be an illegal alien, or you have a tough time crossing the border either way. If you stay, you're not gonna make enough money going the legit route. I mean, it's a poor country or wherever, poor city. And then the third option is just join a cartel. I mean, it's just like, what the, I don't know.
Well, remember El Chapo? They finally caught El Chapo, but that guy like escaped from jail like 5 times.
Yeah, in Mexico, like he pretty much owned the jail. Like they sent him to a jail he owns.
Yeah, but they finally brought him to the United States, and nobody knows where he is. But right now, El Mencho has a $10 million reward that the United States is actually offering to catch this guy.
Would you snitch on him? Like if you knew
I don't know
who
man.
he was?
I don't know.
For 10 million?
I don't know. I really
okay. So say you're right on the water, right where you're at, and I don't know, you got some binoculars, you're fishing or doing some shit, and you just
what El Mencho's out there fly fishing or something.
Yeah, or like he's just doing, on a boat or something, and you seen him. Do you make that call? I mean, the odds that they knew it was you is slim to none. But what they do to their victims.
Nah, I mean, only if I had access to like a cyanide pill, like one of those pills that you could swallow that kills you pretty quickly, because it would be my luck, because a lot of these cartels, this is how boring, this is how much they've escalated with stuff. Like for a couple of months there, they were loving to cut people's dick and balls off and actually put it in the person's mouth and make them eat their own dick and balls. And I'm just like,
goodness.
I'm just like, what? Come on, man.
Like if you get cash, and I was like, hey, can I just join you guys' cartel? Like,
yeah, like I'll run.
Like, you're not gonna kill me. I mean, the more numbers, the better, right? Like, what the fuck? That's insane though. But if that ever happened though, it's like I could see like the net, like on whatever the national news network is that you watch, and be like, so Nemesis cartel head El Mitchell
got this ripped ass black guy. Ripped ass black guy that his name is Serak.
No, no, that'd be you. Yeah, right. I'm gone. If I even see my name in any type of headline, I'm gone. I'm already back in Africa.
What going to be back to Arturian or
yeah, I have dual citizenship. I can leave whenever I want.
Really?
I swear to God.
Well, El Mencho would not. Like El Mencho would basically yeah.
El Mencho has no jurisdiction.
He would probably, you saw Django Unchained, right?
Yeah.
He would probably turn, and this is, I'm not trying to be, he would turn you into a fighter, in Django Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be like, we talked about cockfighting and pit bull fighting.
You mean Mandingo
fighting. Like yes. Like, because I mean, you're not the tallest guy in the world, but like you're deceivingly very strong. So I think
I wouldn't eat. I would lose a lot of weight. I would make myself undesirable. Just be skinny. Just be super skinny and don't speak English at all.
Have you? We've talked about Chappelle's show. You talking about making yourself skinny. Have you ever watched Key and Peele?
I watched a couple episodes. I think they're funny. It's just that, just like with you, like when you grew up, when you watched the Chappelle era, or you were around when it was going on, nothing really, none of these skit shows seem to be as funny, or So
now yeah, I agree with you. It's nostalgia, your generation. But they had this one bit where Key and Peele were like up there, and they were getting auctioned off, and they were bringing up all these other black guys to be auctioned off, and they were all skinny and malnourished and stuff, and they were buying the skinny ones, the midgets, all that stuff before them, and they were like, what? And they were almost getting offended that they weren't getting like bought. I don't know. I
I'm gonna watch that.
Funny
I'm gonna watch that after this.
Because they were like, what do we got to do? Like,
what do we got to do to get ball? Somebody give me a basketball right now.
Yeah, I know. But so yeah, like, I mean, what would you do as a broadcaster if they really, would you like be like, you
have to make like a public
retraction?
You'd have to make like a public apology. Like I would literally go on live news, fucking 5-6 o'clock. Hey, I just like to apologize for what was said about El Mencho. He's actually a blessing to his community. Like, I would be kissing this guy's ass so much. As long as El Mencho's rival cartel is smaller, then you're good. But if it, once you get involved, then the other cartel is going to threaten you too. Then you're just going to be a fucking mediator between two cartels.
It's funny. The cartels do not, and I got this term from watching this one website, because they do a weekly video series. And it's called Pussy Pass, okay? And by Pussy Pass, they're talking about, like guys, like women that are like all up in guys' face and like hitting them and stuff, and then the guy just completely wails on him. The cartels do not give women a pussy pass at all. No, they don't. Like, it just does not happen. Like, they're just as brutal with women. And this is a woman broadcaster, by the way.
That's insane, man. Like, that's like, you got to be brainwashed to be able to do some of the stuff that they do. Matter of fact, I'm surprised they don't have like a cartel podcast. I'd listen to that. Like real actual members that are still active, like having like a weekly podcast or something like that.
Yeah, no, I would probably, I would definitely listen. I would, but I wouldn't want to subscribe, because could you imagine, like, if you left a bad comment on the show that they posted, like they would be like, 1 minute you would see the door being kicked in.
Yeah, I know, right? Your car blows up.
One of the last stories I wanted to get into before you go. Have you ever drank Four Loko? Because I drank Four Loko back in the day when I was still drinking.
Wait. Did you drink the now Four Loko, or like the original?
The one
Four
that
Loko?
had the caffeine and the alcohol and everything in it. Oh my
God. That was like, I mean, one of the best things to happen, to be honest with you. Like, you knew that was the one drink to where like no one goes above 2 Four Lokos. You know what I mean? Like, either you're a oneer or you're a twoer. That's it. You could drink that the whole night and be fine.
Well, Mountain Dew is pairing up with the Boston Beer Company, and they are coming out with Hard Mountain Dew. Now, on the can, it says 0 sugar, but I mean, if it's got alcohol in it. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, like, Four Loko is like over 10% alcohol, isn't it?
Yeah, it's malt liquor, isn't it?
Yeah. But this Mountain Dew hard liquor drink that they're coming up with is 5%.
Yeah, but 5% is also like, on a normal seltzer that you see, like the White Claws, the High Noons. I think they're all 5%.
I will never get caught. Tell me you've never drinking or
I've drank one. I've drank one. Not like, I didn't order it, not intentionally. But I'm not a big seltzer guy, man. It kind of reminds me of like wine coolers. It's something that's
fucking weak.
Yeah, like I can drink like 12 seltzers and be fine. It tastes like water with like fruit juice.
Yeah, you are kind of on because I know like at the beginning of the year, you always go through your dry spell where you don't drink, but it seems like you're hitting it pretty hard right now.
I haven't been on a bender lately. Like, oh my God. I mean, I'm gaining weight, but obviously I haven't been in the gym 6 days in a row here. But
you're not getting like lean. You're just bulking up.
No, because remember, I want to do a physique competition in December. So right now I'm trying to get up. I mean, I weigh like 195 right now, and probably try to get to like 205, and then just cut down after that.
How tall are you, buddy? Though,
Me?
like, yeah,
5'10". Why
you're
laughing,
not
man?
5'10".
I swear.
No fucking way you're 5'10".
How tall you think I am?
Like if I had to guess, like when you said 5'10", I was like, oh man, I must be losing it when it comes to measuring things, because I thought you were like 5'6", 5'7", maybe.
What? All right, that's an insult. No, I'm almost as tall as you.
No, you're not. I'm 6'1.5".
6 foot. Okay, who still says half? What are we, 12? But no,
I'm taking it. I'm taking that half.
I'm 5'10", maybe 5'9" and 3/4.
Okay.
Well, I'm giving you a half, so you got to give me 3/4. So yeah, 200, 205, and then just slim down after that.
I mean, you're at over 200. You're kind of gonna start looking like Eddie Murphy's The Nutty Professor or something,
right? Oh, listen, 5'10" to 6 foot is not even. It's barely 2 inches, if that. Well, obviously it is 2 inches, but you know what I mean.
All right. Let's relegate this to penis size. 2 inches makes a big ass difference, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Okay,
but
all right.
That's not comparable to like height as far as
No, numbers are numbers, buddy. 2 inches is 2 inches.
Listen, all right. When I see you, we'll measure each other, and you'll be like, "Wow, you actually grew a little bit. You're 5'11".
Wait, we're measuring what? What are we measuring? Because
feet to head.
I get to measure you. You get to measure me, if you know what I'm talking about.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell my girl, "Hey, baby." No, I'm just kidding. No, man, I'm 5'10".
I'm being dead serious.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm 5'10". 100%.
Whatever. Okay.
I swear. Colton was taller than you. I remember that.
Yeah, Colton's was the lankiest guy that I fucking knew.
He was like, what, 6'1", maybe?
I think he's over 6'2".
You say he's on the spectrum. I think he's on the spectrum. No.
No.
Yeah. So
no,
I'm kidding.
Guy.
That's my boy. I'm just kidding. I love Colton. He was great, man. Me and him used to light up, outside the studio every early 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But I feel like last time I seen him, like we were kind of like almost eye level. So that's why I brought him up.
No, there's no way eye level my ass.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm literally going to go to the
down. He's probably sitting down.
Listen, I'm going to the gas station after this, and I'm gonna stand near the door and have somebody take a picture, right? Where they have the measurements in case somebody steals something.
Yeah, for robberies or they're like, all right, it's a black man walking out. He's 5'10" or 5'6".
Like imagine two cops like, no, he's 5'8". I'm like, no, bro, he's 5'10" and a half. It's 5. No. Just going back and forth. Yeah, I asked the clerk. They got that supervision.
Do you think robbers have ever thought about kind of like bending their knees when they go through the door on their way out, like just to kind of like throw them off a little bit,
doing lunges on the way out?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, probably. I think it'd be easier to get like some shoes you could like stuff in, like maybe some big ass Bugle Boy boots or something.
So are you wearing platforms? Is that why you're 5'10" now? Like back in your day, did your dad give you some platforms or something?
No. Just walking by tippy toes constantly. No, man. All right, I'll say this. Okay, so shoes off, 5'9.5".
Okay.
And that's final answer.
So do you think this Mountain Dew drink will sell?
No. Do people still drink Mountain Dew?
I mean, they do. Now, let me ask you this, okay? Why is it that Bright, has become, the drink, more,
the black drink?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. I'm sorry. But I mean, I'm sorry, but why Sprite, though?
have no idea. Like they haven't told me yet. Like I haven't got my
you
Black
haven't
Man
had
newsletter.
the meeting? You
No.
haven't had the meeting where it's like, all right, we're done.
I just
We're
moved.
drinking.
I just moved. I forgot to update my address on the Black Excellence website.
We're gonna drink the clearest drink that you out of all the sodas, just to piss off the white people.
I think Sprite just got to
LeBron.
LeBron first. Yeah, I think whoever got. So if Coke would have got to LeBron, what aren't they owned by the same company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coke and Sprite is yes.
Okay, so say if Mountain Dew would have got to LeBron, then it might be a whole different story. We might be drinking Mountain Dew constantly. And Drake, he's with Sprite too.
What about Kool-Aid? I mean, that would be a great ass yeah.
Yeah, but Kool-Aid's it's just straight sugar, colored sugar.
Hey, did you see how the Coke stock dropped when Cristiano Ronaldo during the Euro tournament? Like they're sponsored by Coca-Cola, and like he's
sponsored by Coca-Cola, I think, right?
No, he's not. No. Like UEFA, the Euro finals or whatever, is sponsored by Coca-Cola, so they were pitting Coca-Cola up near the microphone where he was doing his post-match interview, and he kept putting the Cokes down, and somebody would keep running out to put the Cokes back up there. And he pulled out a bottle of water. He said, "Drink more water."
Yeah, but I heard about that happening, but it's not like he doesn't drink Coke either. I mean, he just got done with a soccer game. Like, what do you expect him to drink? Like some Kool-Aid or something? Yeah, of course he's gonna drink water.
But I mean, it happens in NASCAR all the time. Like a lot of the races, like NASCAR is sponsored by Powerade, but Jimmy Johnson, when he was winning all of his championships. Like they would put like a Powerade like bottle and a logo on top of the car when he would go to the winner's circle, and he would get fined every time because he would throw it off the top of his car because he was sponsored by Gatorade.
That's such like just poppycock though. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, who cares, right? It's not like if I seen, well, I don't know. If I was a kid and I'd seen Michael Jordan drinking Gatorade, I'd assume to drink Gatorade. But he was it's Michael Jordan. It's completely different.
Well, I mean, it all comes in full circle. University of Florida actually invented Gatorade. So, bam.
Oh, yeah. I remember that commercial at one point in time.
Oh, yeah. They had Keith Jackson, who was a great football announcer until he retired. I don't know if he's dead or not. And then there was another death recently, but I'm sure you never watched this show, Night Court. Did you ever watch Night Court back in the day?
Never heard of it.
Never watched Night Court? No. Oh God.
What was that about?
Then I'm not even. It was it had Harry Anderson, had a bunch of people in it. John Larroquette, but Marquis Post died of cancer recently. It was a very popular show.
Night Court? What was it about?
Night Court.
Just court at night?
It was a court. It was an overnight court thing where people would get in trouble in New York City, and they would have all types of weird people and stuff. They had the judge, Harry Anderson.
Is that a real thing still?
Yeah, they do have night court. Like if you go to the Philadelphia Eagles football stadium, they actually have a court and a jail and a judge on game day.
Are you serious? Oh, in case some fan acts wild or something like that.
Oh, come on, man. Look, Philly fans threw D-cell batteries at Santa Claus on Christmas Day.
Why are they such terrible people? What's wrong with them? Is it something in the water over there?
It's just Philadelphia. Like,
yeah, I mean, you got like Rocky, you got, the Fresh Prince theme song. I mean, come on, how can you be upset?
I will counter your Rocky theme. Philadelphia and stuff with Tom Hanks' Philadelphia, which was about a movie about a guy with AIDS.
So, I mean, I'm not laughing of the AIDS. I forgot it was a movie.
Yeah, but I mean, that whole movie was called Philadelphia. I mean, what city has been, what movie has been named after a city that is involved with a very debilitating disease or AIDS or homosexuality and stuff like that? You see what I'm trying to say?
I guess they kind of started off on the wrong foot there. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And yes, I mean, come on. I mean, and then with the Eagles, I mean, when was the last time that they were even good? I mean,
they won the Super Bowl like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I can't remember, but within the last 4 years they have.
Oh yeah, Carson Wentz, but I mean that was a fluke.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even him. It was the other guy, Nick Foles.
Oh yeah, Nick Foles. Yeah, you're right.
Carson was speaking of that. What are your predictions this year, real quick? I just want to hear them. Who you got winning the Super Bowl and why?
I think the Bucs repeat.
You think they're going back to back?
Now, all right. So, all right. My cousin asked me this question. Okay, no NFL team, and then we do have to wrap it up. But would you rather take because you got to remember they're playing an extra game this year.
Okay.
Now, would you rather go undefeated or win 3 Super Bowls in a row? Now, you got to remember Tom Brady, the last time that he made it to the Super Bowl undefeated, fucking Eli Manning. Yeah, Eli Manning beat, I think the only. No, Eli's beat him twice in the Super Bowl. Like, how would you feel when you're the man, Tom Brady, married to Giselle? You got the most perfect looking kids. Like you take care of yourself. You're like almost 44 years old. And
your only blemish.
Goofy ass Eli Manning has your number.
I know, right? That'd be like if Giselle like cheated on Tom Brady with Eli like on accident one time. It's like
I mean,
Tom Brady's perfect, but that's a one flaw.
Yeah, like what if Tom Brady is like a cuck? He's a cuckold.
I think he is, man. I think it's something like I don't want to hate on Tom Brady. I think he's, good at football. He's probably hopefully great off the field, but like there has to be something
nobody's
about
perfect.
him. Yeah, there has to be some. He has some like, with MJ, they said it was gambling. With Tiger, he can't drive for shit. You know what I mean? Like it has to be Lance. He taking steroids. It has to be something with Brady that's just like, oh my God, I knew it.
I've always had this theory about MJ. I found it weird that his dad, the gambling problem and his dad dying, around the same time, and then him just leaving to go play baseball. No, I mean, you didn't find that weird at all?
No, I mean, like, I think it wasn't that was like his first passion, right? Playing baseball. And then he just happened to be better at basketball. And I think it's probably more of a homage to his father's death or his father in general.
Yeah, but
and he wasn't that good in baseball. I mean, he's better than me, and better than probably 99% of people. But to go from Air Jordan to, Air Strikeout is kind of weird.
Curveball.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, how do you feel that Tim Tebow was actually a better baseball player than you? You're the greatest of all time. Anyway, Serak, tell people how they can find your podcast.
You can't just Steve past that part. I'm kidding. The weekly review, it's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as Facebook and YouTube. Type in the weekly review, or it may just be easier to type in my name, Serak, which is Serak. I know, unfortunately, not spelled like the liquor, but I promise you, I taste way better.
If I'm just being honest, the reason I'm trying to get out of here is I got to piss so bad because of all the water I've been drinking with
you should just went up and pissed
dry
like
mouth.
You should just got up and pissed like I did.
Wait, you pissed? Well,
no,
yeah, I pissed
when I was
on the show.
Yeah, when Bubba had me in the in the driver's seat, I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I mean, they made me masturbate. I tried to go on the air one time.
Oh man, that must have been weird, right?
In the bathroom, and I couldn't because I was on all the mood stabilizing drugs. I couldn't really. It was so.
Bailey's still a girl in there with you or something?
No, I was just in the green room bathroom, and one of the wireless microphones, and nothing was happening.
But what were people hearing? Like what?
No, it was me just trying to draw up spit in my mouth. And I was like, just like.
Looks like you hear somebody like just vomiting. Like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Yeah. Anyway, Serak, hey man, great conversation. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope the cartels don't get mad at us.
No, stop it! Don't even put that bad juju on me.
I'm just saying. Look, hey, I'm down with the Mint Show. Like I am down with the El Mint Show.
I'm down with them. Listen. I'm a customer of whatever you supplying. 100%. I got your back. What's his name?
El Mincho.
Mincho. Do not mention me in anything, please.
That is Serak. He lives in Tampa.
No, Africa.
He's an Arturian or Arturian. Why do I keep saying it like you're a Star Trek? No, it's like you're a Star Trek character, like or something. Every time I try to say like your heritage, it's like Arturian.
He's
what is it?
He's from Asgard. He's from Asgard. I don't know, something like that.
Yes,
No, I'm not saying it now. No, so you can give El Mitchell my coordinates. Hell no.
He's the god of thunder. He swings a big hammer.
You can find me on Netflix, sometimes Disney Plus as well. So check it out.
All right, guy. All right, good man. I don't even know. I've lost track. We went way off course on this whole damn thing today. But I appreciate the time, Serak, and I hope you have a great day.
You too, buddy.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuddle category at 315live.com. The Tuddle Daily Podcast is brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, and PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show producer Vulture and co-host Serak. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com and The Little Cheese Show. Download and subscribe to The Little Cheese Show everywhere podcasts are found. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuddleOnTheRadio. You have something you want to say? Tuddle@gmail.com or leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all Tuddle social media, go to Tuddle.net. That's Tuddle with 2Ds.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
I get ignorant in normal situations.
What? What you mean?
What the fuck you mean?
What are you talking about?
Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Oh, shit!